What if the path to living a more vibrant and empowered life, full color, wasn't about doing more, but doing things in a way that matters? Welcome to Say Yes with Kat. If you're ready to move from surviving to thriving and you want doable tools that honor your whole self, mind, body, and spirit, you're in the right place. Are you ready to say yes? Let's dive in. Hey friends, thank you for joining once again for the 19th episode. These last 9 episodes, they've been part of our Supercharged series where myself and my friends, we've been sharing the small shifts that we have made, actually really honestly made in our day-to-day lives that led to life-changing transformations for us. I really hope you've been enjoying it. I would love to hear your thoughts. You can catch me in our Facebook group. You can reach out to me directly. The contact information is in the show notes. Now, this is still part of our Supercharged series. We're going to be talking about how we adjust so that we are living our life through the year in alignment with the seasonal changes that we see in the world around us. I am sure I'm not alone in feeling like this month, October, is the month of quiet magic. We start to slow down a little bit in life, smelling the wood burning instead of the roses. We begin to slow our drive down to stare at the beautiful leaf changes, orange and yellow and gold. It's gorgeous. And we begin to seek out opportunities where we can walk outside, breathe in that crisp, clean air. I freaking love it. In addition to knowing that October is all about fall festivals, trick-or-treating, and pumpkin spice galore, I want to make sure that you also know how this time of the year is viewed through the lens of traditional Chinese medicine. Each season is associated with one of 5 elemental forces. So we're talking about water and wood and fire and metal and earth, right? We've all heard this again. I mean, as back as the 70s, they're singing about these 5 elements. But this season, autumn, it's associated with the element of metal. That element is asking us to slow down, to start to reflect internally, to begin identifying what we can let go that isn't benefiting us anymore, and refine what we've learned earlier in the year so we can integrate it into our day-to-day living. When we understand the element that's associated with each season, it gives us this quick way to remember how we want to start adjusting our thinking for that season and adjusting our day-to-day habits so that we can better align with the energy of the nature around us and the season. We're going to spend today kind of briefly exploring these 5 elements, but really focusing on the metal element so you can get the season started right. Before we get started, I want to let you know that we just released a 5 Elements Workbook. It's designed to help you dive deeper into these 5 elements, and it provides practical practices that you can use to help nourish each one of these elements. When they're balanced and when they're nourished, that is when we start to experience optimum wellness and well-being. I want to officially start today's episode out with a story that is from this workbook. It's how I introduce the topic to people. And it's about a girl discovering the wisdom of these 5 elements. So I hope you enjoy. One morning, a girl awoke warm and safe inside the hollow trunk of a great tree. The forest around her was alive with whispering leaves, sturdy mountains standing sentinel on either side, and a deep blue river winding its way through the valley below. It was a place of shelter and beauty, and the girl spent her days exploring, watching closely, and making friends with the world around her. Her first friend was the river. She found it adaptable and generous, always moving around obstacles and bringing life wherever it flowed. When the waters ran gentle, she could hear its bubbling stories and stand peacefully in its cool embrace. But some days the river rushed too strong and fast, and she could not find her balance in its current. Her second friend was the tree itself, the one she had awakened within. Each morning, she carried water from the river to nourish it, and every day she admired its steady growth upward, strong and determined. Yet she noticed how, as it grew, its branches spread wide and shaded the ground below, keeping smaller plants from reaching the sunlight they needed. One particularly cold evening, the tree pointed her towards a pile of discarded limbs, branches that had served their purpose. From this wood came her third friend, fire. Charismatic and joyful, the fire warmed her through the night and filled her with laughter and passion. But as it burned brighter and hotter, it soon consumed itself, leaving only ashes behind. When the morning came, she saw that the ashes had nourished the earth. From them, plants grew strong and the soil felt rich and alive. She realized that this earth, her fourth friend, supported her every step of the day, holding her steady as she wandered and generously yielding the treasures held within it. It was there, near the riverbank, where she met her fifth friend, metal. She discovered it glimmering in the soil, cool and solid, and when it warmed, it could be shaped into all kinds of useful things. Yet as it cooled, it held firm, precise, and strong. She shaped a ball from it and watched in wonder as drops of water condensed on its surface. With the simple cup she formed from metal, she could drink the river's gift whenever she wished. Over the years, she lived in harmony with these five friends. Each one was consistent, true to its nature, and together they created a balance she could always trust. Water carried life and nourished wood, while keeping fire from growing too wild. Wood reached upward and strong, feeding the fire and rooting the earth. Fire gave warmth and joy, leaving behind ash to enrich the soil and helping shape metal into tools. Earth, steady and abundant, guided the water's path and offered its hidden minerals. Metal, precise and transformative, gave her the means to shape wood, collect water, and bring clarity to her world. The girl's life was full and her wellness was steady, for she had learned the secret. When she lived in harmony with her five friends, they sustained her with everything she needed: energy, joy, strength, and balance. I loved writing this story. It captures what I see as the essential core of Qigong in traditional Chinese medicine. The idea that we are not separate from nature, we are simply an expression of it. I have some good news. Modern science is catching up to what these ancient systems have known for thousands of years. There are studies in chronobiology and environmental psychology which show that our circadian and seasonal rhythms directly influence our mood, our energy level, and our immune function. In autumn, as daylight is shortening and temperatures are cooling, our bodies naturally want to start to conserve energy. So we don't want to fight that feeling. We want to embrace it, because our lungs and our large intestine, which are organs associated with metal, this time of the year, they become more sensitive. So if you consistently find yourself dealing with respiratory issues, with large intestinal issues, it's a sign that you may be living out of balance with this element. And you want to remember that metal reminds us to slow down, to let go of things that are not helping us, and to practice some of that internal reflection so that we can refine what we've learned through the years and integrate it into our life. You can use practices like Qigong, some deep breathing, eating warming, grounding foods, things like soups and root vegetables, gingers and pears. These activities can help us stay in balance. From an Ayurvedic perspective, this is the Vata season. So Ayurvedic doesn't really lean into the 5 elements, but it practices the same ideas of living in harmony with the season. So during the Vata season, we see lightness, dryness, and kind of changing. And these can get out of control and again cause those respiratory issues. So the antidote, what you want to do to practice balancing out this light, dry, changeable nature is to bring some routine, some warmth, and some nourishment into your life. I love how both of these concepts, Qigong, traditional Chinese medicine, and this Ayurvedic approach to life, they both agree that this slowing down in autumn, it's not laziness. It is actually a form of medicine for your wellness and your well-being. Now, I want to share a personal story, one that really put this whole idea into practice. Pretty recently, I received a call from the owner of the medical spa where I had been offering my treatments, and they had decided to restructure their business and focus on their core services. Totally understand, no problem. But I only got 24 hours to remove everything I had there and very quick notice to figure out how to relocate my practice. And I'll be honest, my first reaction to this notification was shock. And then I was really angry. And then I was just sad because I knew that I had been pouring so much of myself into that space and into the coworkers and the colleagues that I enjoyed that space with. But I've been talking about the metal element for a few weeks, and I know that it's autumn. And I knew how important it was that instead of clinging to those feelings or to this story of what I thought I was building there, I needed to take a breath and I needed to ask myself, what if I let that go? What if I let go of those feelings and I let go of those stories? So I did. Physically, I began by packing up my things one by one. And then emotionally, I used some Qigong and some breathing so that I could literally allow my body to release the stress and the tension from this process. And finally, mentally, I sat down and I got real with myself and I put in the work so that I could shift from being furious to being curious. What could this experience be teaching me? What might it be making space for? And when I looked through that, through the lens of curiosity, a whole new alignment revealed itself. One that is more connected to my purpose, my values, and my vision for community. Now, I can't share the details just yet of what my new location will be like. I'm very excited about it. It should be coming to fruition here in the next few weeks. And trust me, it is going to be epic. I cannot wait to share it with everybody. But I share this to highlight that this power of letting go, it is not a loss. It is literally liberation. It is choosing faith over fear. And when we release this heaviness, right? The heaviness of stories, the heaviness of burdens and negative emotions, when we release that, we start to create space for what is actually meant for us. I'm just very excited about this. If you take one thing from today's episode, please let it be this. Letting go, it's not something that we do once. It's a rhythm that we want to intentionally keep returning to. And autumn and the element of metal is the indicator, right? It's the time of the year where the seasons is raising its hand and saying, hey girl, take a step back, think about what you can let go of, what can you reflect on, and what can you refine, right? Here's a few ways you can practice that this week. A simple Qigong release flow. You're just gonna stand up, comfortable. Your toes are pointed straight ahead. You're gonna relax your knees, spine nice and straight. Now, relax your arms down by your side. And as you inhale, raise them up to the sky. And as you exhale, sort of sweep them down the front of your body. We're going to do it again. You're going to inhale your hands up, bringing in space and lightness. And as you exhale and you sweep your arms down, I want you to visualize any tension leaving your body. We're going to do this one more time. We always do it 3 times, inhaling the arms up and exhaling down to release and let go. Now, another thing you can do is journaling. There is something about the act of sitting down and writing out your thoughts. But I want you to focus what you're going to journal. I want it to be about what are you holding on to that no longer feels aligned with who you are or who you're trying to be. You don't have to solve it in this journaling prompt. You don't have to write down what to do about it. You don't have to write down why you feel this way. You don't have to justify it. Just write down what you think you're holding on to that no longer feels aligned. And the last one, it's about slowing down. So start with your breathing. Do it slowly, do it deeply, and do it intentionally. Every exhale is nature's reminder that release, right? Exhaling and release is part of renewal. When we exhale, we make space for that renewing breath to come back in. Before you leave, please share the wealth of health by liking and subscribing to our channel. It's how you get notified of new episodes coming out. And remember, this is your journey. It is all about taking these small, meaningful steps towards a healthier, happier you, full color. Until next time, say yes to your well-being and take care. The content of this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. Please consult a licensed healthcare provider before beginning any new health practice. Do not ignore or delay seeking medical advice because of something shared in this episode. If you're experiencing a medical emergency, call 911 or visit your nearest emergency room. Listening does not create a practitioner-client relationship. Yes to Holistic Health makes no guarantees regarding outcomes based on the information provided. Copyright notice, Yes to Holistic Health, all rights reserved. This content may be shared for nonprofit educational purposes with credit to Yes to Holistic Health. No commercial use without written permission.